Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only May, of course, which I've been meaning to do anyway because I want to talk about anime more often for whatever reason, I guess. I will post a link down below for my second channel where I'll be talking about movies and shit, I guess. And of course, I'll talk about other things, obviously, but mostly movies. But I'll post a link down below for efforts as well. Anyway, so just kind of one day where I don't complain about something. I mean, really. Ugh. So this, in some ways, is in relations to the in recent news to the one individual who became known for Dragon Ball. Yeah, this guy. And unfortunately, yes, it is true. In case you don't know, yeah, he did pass away sadly, but he did leave a legacy though. So there was that. And it hasn't even been that long, and people are already shitting on this guy. It hasn't even been that long that he passed away. At least not that long when it comes to recording this video, anyway. And because according to people, Mr. Popo over here, this character is racist. I'm like, what are you talking about? And that the character isn't. The character's a genie. So okay, but those racist quotes in the Bible, very racist quotes in the Bible. There's a lot of this in the. I mean, okay, technically, you want to be more specific here. It depends on, of course, not every Bible out there supports racism, but anyway. So a lot of people think that this character is somehow mocking African Americans. But I don't see. I never saw that. Again, the character's genie. He doesn't have a race. But again, like I just said, depending on which Bible you're referring to, it can be really racist. Uh, why isn't there a big roar up about that, about this kind of thing? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there isn't people criticizing the Bible for him, but I guess I'm pretty sure that there are people who will criticize this. I mean, rightfully so. You should. Don't get me wrong, rightfully so. But how's that this anime gets more of an immediate uproar than compared to that? Is what I'm saying. It just seems kind of odd. So, I mean, okay, it just doesn't make any sense. You can't just assume. I mean, yes. Unfortunately, even in this day and age, bigotry still exists because people are dumb anyway. So that's not me trying to push things to a side or anything because it's ridiculous. You shouldn't be doing that, like, at all. You shouldn't be discriminative against somebody just for looking different because that's just completely asinine when you think about it. That in itself, it's just downright absurd. You shouldn't be attacking somebody just because they look different than you, just because they're from a different culture, just because they're a different skin tone and all that jazz. That in itself does not equal to someone being bad. Obviously, it depends on the individual. It depends who that is. Like a somebody when he said, "I have a dream." We all know what I'm talking about. You should try to count the person's contents of character, not by the just a person. So yes, as Dr. Luther King said, don't judge somebody by the color of the skin, but rather the content of the character. Which yes, does make sense when you think about it. I mean, don't get me wrong either. This character, Mr. Popo here, was criticized even before the creator's death. Of course, this character was criticized even before this. Just to be clear, this is nothing new. This kind of thing was around this character even years before. Just throwing it out there, but it's just believe that people are just looking way too much into something that's not there. Of course, and yes, the character, his skin tone was recolored blue from the original black color in the CW4 Kids broadcast version. When it comes to the version of Dragon Ball Kai, by the way, just to be a bit more specific here, I guess. Again, like I said, he's this character serves as a genie. He's a genie character, and he's supposed to be the assistant to Earth's guardian entity, and the character he's supposed to be, of course, a caretaker of the residence as well, which is located high above the sky. So his first appearance, of course, came in the 163rd chapter of the Dragon Ball manga, which was published in 1988. In the Japanese anime adaptations, yeah, this character was voiced by a few different people, of course, over the years, obviously. So, But the thing is that I don't understand really. So I don't know. Maybe just me, I guess. Of course, that was not the first thing that came to mind. That was literally not the first thing that came to mind, like at all. But when it comes to other people, they literally thought about that immediately. I don't know if it's just me thing because when it comes to this kind of racial stereotypes, that's not what I want to think about really, like at all, regardless of the medium, of course, whether it's anime, live action, or what have you. And that's not the things I'll be looking for. Like I was saying, I don't look for this kind of a thing. I mean, of course, I've stumbled upon films that had, of course, Caucasians with blackface, which of course is stupid, obviously, or having other people making fun of different people of ethnic backgrounds, which of course is stupid on its own. Don't get me. I've seen movies like that. They had people make fun of other people from different ethnic backgrounds. I've seen movies like that, sure. Whether it's a negative stereotype or a positive stereotype, either way, it's wrong. No matter who's doing that, it's always. And okay, a movie I brought up before a while back, this silent movie called Birth of a Nation, which just is probably one of the most racist movies ever. It's a silent movie, Birth of a Nation. It's it's I'm just trying to be specific because there's some movies out there with similar titles, I guess. But like I said, Birth of a Nation is one of the most racist movies out there, and I just find it weird that okay, make sure that movie gets banned or something. Why don't you just go out and just try to find a way to make that film again? It's Birth of a Nation. Make sure that movie gets banned or something. There's a bunch of different versions that was released over the years, by the way. So it has a few different cuts that were released. So there would be versions of certain movies that might be shorter, longer, in various lengths. Just again, the more you know. So why don't you just go after stuff that's actually racist? Because like I just said a moment ago, maybe it's just me, I guess, because I don't look for this stuff like at all. I don't. That's counterproductive. If anything, Chinese people, this racist, Koreans, Philippines, Indians, there's nothing inherently wrong, which is wanting to exist. But discriminating against somebody for being, well, looking different is asinine. It's absurd. Anybody with a brain stem knows that's wrong. It just comes off like people are just picking and choosing what they want to be outraged about. Like Chris Rock said the one time he made the special selective outrage. I'm gonna use that term right here, selective outrage, because of the fact that like the one video game I've brought up a number of different times on these videos is that Dragon Age Inquisition in India. Dragon Age Inquisition was said to be heavily censored just because there's LGBT plus themes in it. So what's the outrage for this? Even if people did make a big deal of it, it didn't last for very long. It didn't go for too long, of course. But it just seems like the noise for that was nowhere near as loud for this. So it's like, why do you get a completely different reaction to these two things? Of course, bigotry is always wrong no matter what. Obviously, no shit of the century. But it just seems like people just want to pick and choose what they want to be angry about. Obviously, this just seems mind boggling here, folks, when you think about it. And it just seems that, I mean, yes, of course, the guy who made Dragon Ball, he grew up in a different generation. Of course, again, not that I'm trying to excuse anything because that's not clearly what I'm doing. So, of course, the society he grew up in is going to be different than compared to society nowadays. And he lived in a different country on top of that. So he had to look through a different lens, of course. He's not going to know everything about every other culture, of course. He may know some things about some cultures, of course, but he's not going to know every little thing. I mean, yes, okay, true. That's not going to stop him from educating himself, which is fine because you can always educate yourself. And yes, you should educate yourself, trying to learn a thing or two about some groups of people and whatnot, and that's fine. Nothing inherently wrong with wanting to learn about different cultures. It goes into something I would say that if you're gonna write a story, you're gonna make a movie or a TV show, and it's that you have to know what you're talking about. You have to know what you're writing. Of course, if you don't know about certain things, obviously you're gonna have to study it. So it just seems like people just projecting some kind of bullshit onto this anime just because. I don't get it. It just seems like it's just weird that the people just come up with this, of course. And the thing is that in that case, I know some people just trying to ask, okay, then why does he come off? Why does he look somewhat human? Well, the thing is that originally Mr. Popo, yeah, excuse me for butchering the name, by the way. He was originally envisioned by the series creator as he was originally supposed to be a reptilian humanoid character with chicken-like beak and have of course had several different designs throughout the years before settling down with one. Okay, something I mentioned before in one of my previous videos. This individual, this woman, had some controversy. She sparked controversy over the fact that she wore a Chinese dress. All light skinned people should not be wearing it. What? Because of the whole cultural appropriation thing, which in itself is stupid when you think about it. The whole cultural appropriation in itself is dumb when you think about it. But that in itself is racist when you think about it. But whatever. If you really want to help people, why don't you go into soup kitchens in the more poor areas of town and help them out? When I say them, I mean anybody, of course. Ugh, I don't know. I don't understand people. Really, I really don't. I mean, nobody should be made to do anything, obviously. But point being is that it just seems like the same kind of stupid outrage here. That's what I'm saying. It just seems like the same stupid outrage here. Anyway, that'll be it, folks. I just want to do this real quick. And this is something I found weird. And they gave me an excuse to talk about anime, so there you go. Well, I guess to be technical, just being on paper being stupid towards anime. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you.